to make a summer sun hat. It's so much fun. It doesn't have a top on it, so the sun gets your hair but not your skin. And you can make it out of cotton. You can make it out of any lightweight material that is perfect for summer. And when you're done, you'll have one that looks like this or like this. You can put a bow on it. I've got a bow pattern on my page. And let's jump right in. Okay, so here we have our sun hat crown pattern piece for a 22-inch head. The crown is the top part of your hat. So here it's 12 inches long here on the bottom part of the crown. And then here it's 11 inches long on the upper part of the crown. And you see it's 3 inches here on the fold. Make sure you have a fold and that you don't cut here. And then you have the other measurements that make up the area around the crown piece. So just take all these outside measurements into consideration when you make your hat pattern. Just have patience and enjoy it while you're doing it. Okay, so here's our sun hat brim piece. It's 5 inches wide all throughout the whole brim here. And here's the fold, so make sure you don't cut here. And then it's 11.25 inches here. And then it's 9 6/8 inches here from the edge of the brim to the fold. And then just take into consideration all the external measurements too on the top and on the sides so that you have a really nice piece when you cut your material. Okay, so here are the pieces that we need. This is the crown. We need 2 cuts of the material for the crown and 1 cut of midway interfacing here for the crown. Then iron the interfacing to 1 piece of the crown. And here's the brim. We need 2 pieces of material for the brim, and we need 1 piece of interfacing for the brim. If you want the hat to be super stiff, just do 2 pieces of interfacing for each of the brim and the crown. Okay, so here's the plain brim, here's the ironed brim, here's the plain crown, and here's the ironed crown. So what you want to do is sew 5/8 seam allowance on all the edges right here and right sides together. Okay, so here are the 2 pieces for the crown, and what you want to do is just take this piece that has the interfacing and turn it inside out like it is, and then take the other piece without the interfacing and turn it right side out to make sure you're going to sew the right sides together. Also, make sure you're not only right side out, but right side up. The more narrow end is upward, as you see here. And then make sure you have this piece here aligned right and put it inside the other piece like I'm doing now. And then you're going to sew a 1/4 inch at the top all the way around. In just a second I'll show you. Right here at the top, sew 1/4 inch all the way around. Okay, so now what you want to do is just turn your crown right side out all the way around. Just turn your crown all the way around. And you can even say a meditation or a prayer for someone while you're doing it. And turn one side into the other. And you can even iron the top down here to make it right here, to make it lie well here. And what you want to do is just sew another 1/4 inch all the way around at the bottom, right here. There we go. Okay, so now we're at the brim. So what you want to do is just take the one piece that has the interfacing on it and just turn it right side out like I'm doing now. And then take the other piece in a second here and turn it inside out as it already is, and then marry the 2 together. And what you're going to do is pin the right sides together on the outside edge all the way around. And it takes some finagling, but you can do it. All the pins are in, and it's important to pin because you want to make sure when you sew the material it doesn't bunch and one brim piece doesn't get ahead of the other brim piece. So now sew it at 5/8 seam allowance all the way around. Okay, so now what you want to do is take your brim and turn it right side out, just like we did with the crown. And again, you can even say your favorite meditation or prayer. Just love on your piece and love on the person who's going to be wearing it. One of my favorite meditations is, if you let me share. My peace I give you, my peace I leave you. Those are the words of Christ. I just love it, if you want to know. So, okay, just like the crown, marry the two pieces together. Push as much of the inside seam toward the edge as you can, and sew a 1/4 inch seam allowance here all the way around the edge. It makes it flat and gives a nice finished look. So here's our finished rim, just so you know what it should look like. Okay, so what you want to do now is pin here the inside of your brim. And here we have it pinned, about 15 to 20 pins. So sew a 1/4 inch seam all the way around on the inside. Also, what you want to do when you're pinning is pull the fabric so that each brim piece aligns and you avoid bunches and gathers. Just do that all the way around so it doesn't bunch and it doesn't gather, and you'll have a nice clean piece. Okay, so now what you want to do is just marry your crown to the brim and just flip it over, and the first thing you want to do is match your seams and just start pinning all the way around. Okay, so now you see I pinned it all the way around, about 20 pins. And what you can see right here is that it could potentially get bunchy when I sew it because of the way I pinned it. So to avoid doing it badly, just do this when you sew. Shift the fabric a little away from the gathered area and sew a 1/4 inch all the way around. Okay, so here's our almost finished hat. Isn't it amazing what you can do with the sewing machine? It's so wonderful. So now just flip it over and take your grosgrain ribbon and pin it to the unfinished edge on the underside of the hat. And here's the grosgrain ribbon, and it's about 2¼ inches wide, and it's grosgrain, French word. Looks like grosgrain. Okay, so now I pinned the ribbon all the way around, and what I want to give you is a close-up view so you can see the seam preparation. See the seam here? You just overlap the grosgrain ribbon. So, okay, sew all the way around using a fresh needle, leather grade, and you're going to sew on the very edge of the ribbon, and what you want to avoid is not sewing close to the edge so the ribbon is not captured in your seam and bunches up like this. Okay? So now we have our finished hat. So just take your grosgrain ribbon seam and turn it up. When you wear the hat, the grosgrain ribbon is worn upward so that you can't see the ribbon on your forehead. You can tack it if you want, but you don't have to. It usually stays in place. And you just do that all the way around, loving on your hat and the person who's going to be wearing it. And here is our finished hat. So beautiful.